Well, October is officially winding down, and you know what that means. It's time for the Entertainment Beat Reporter Picks of the Month, where we break down what happened in music, film, and television, and bring to light some of the best in pop culture that you might have missed this month. My name is Cullen Ronan, and today I'm joined by Hannah Cotter, and we are going to get started off with our favorite album of the month. Hannah, what do you have for us?
Honestly, Cullen, I've been trying to think of this for the past week. What has been my favorite music moment of the month? And honestly, I have to say today, I woke up this morning blessed by Chris Brown's new album, Heartbreak on a Full Moon. He released 45 new songs, and it just had me shook all day. Every single song is a jam. Well, I mean, I haven't listened to the whole thing. The whole thing's like 3 hours long. Yeah, that's a tough,
45 songs is a tall task.
I got through about 15 before I realized I needed to start my day. But honestly, it was really good. I thought it was a good comeback for the R&B singer who hasn't really had a release since his 2015 album, I think was his last one. So it was a nice surprise to wake up to.
It has been some time, and I'm kind of on the same path as you. My artist also released their last album in 2015, but I have I the Mighty with their new album, Where the Mind Wants You to Go, Where You Let It Go. It's a mouthful, but this album is also an earful. It's so fantastic. They kind of took a weird direction I feel like Q30 knows that I'm the rock music guy, and this is a band that I really, really liked. They decided to change directions to kind of go into a more alternative, funky sound, and I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. Their vocalist is so good, Brent Walsh. So that was the album this month that I'm really all in on. It's got a lot of plays.
Well, Cullen, I'll definitely have to give that a listen. October always brings with us a number of horror movies to the big screen, and this year was no exception. So, Cullen, tell us what you thought of this month's best horror movie.
Well, I'm going to go with a Darren Aronofsky film, who he's kind of known for his weird releases like Black Swan, but this one, Mother, was so good, featuring Jennifer Lawrence as the lead. Oh, it's a fantastic movie. There's a lot going on that you don't understand until the end, and even at the end, you still don't really understand it, but I was super uncomfortable throughout the whole movie. It was meant to bring out that in you, and I feel like it really did its job. Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem had great performances, and it was a lot of fun to watch. It was almost a 3-hour-long movie, and I was absolutely captivated the whole way through.
And is it more of a horror film or a psychological thriller?
I would say psychological thriller,
okay,
but
because I can deal with those, but I cannot do scary movies.
There were some parts where I was so unbelievably uncomfortable, it felt like a horror movie. So it definitely teetered the line a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I saw It, and that was the only movie that I had time to see this month, and honestly, I was horrified the entire time. I shouldn't even say I saw It because I had my hands in front of my eyes the entire time, so I saw half of it, but it was just absolutely terrifying, just what you'd expect out of a Stephen King, you know. So it was a good surprise, I guess, but
it definitely was a good month for horror movies, October, naturally. But switching from the big screen to the small screen, plenty of new and returning shows created some buzz. So I have to know which one caught your attention this month.
Well, I think it's obvious. This is what everyone's been talking about. Stranger Things 2 was just released last week, and I have been absolutely obsessed with it. My roommates and I binge watched the entire thing in, a one night span, and it was full of surprises. It was just as good as the first season for me. So if you haven't seen the first season, definitely check that out. Are you a Stranger Things fan?
Oh, of course.
Oh, awesome.
I'm only halfway through season 2
okay,
right now, so I couldn't choose it as mine. But it was definitely up there. It cracked the top 5 already, 5 episodes in. You can tell it's just as good as the first one. I cannot wait to see how the season wraps up. But for me, I have to go with another Netflix original. I'm going to go with Mindhunter. Oh, it's so fantastic. It's a disturbing tale of these FBI agents. It's all true, by the way, which I think makes it even more uncomfortable. Of FBI agents interviewing murderers to try to get it like a psychological view of how these criminals think, and it's so good and it's so true to the source material. I watched a segment where they showed the interview from how it was portrayed in the movie, and then the real interviews that they had, like in real life with these murderers, and they were spot on representations, and it was so creepy. So uncomfortable, but it's a really, really good show. Definitely check it out.